Japan abandoned the naval treaty. Hirohito today announced that Japan would no longer consider herself bound by the naval treaties she had signed. The world situation, he said, had made the choice inevitable. Japan has apparently received reliable reports that several neighbouring countries have begun aggressive naval expansion programs that threaten legitimate Japanese interests in the area. I have spies. I should start spying on Ethiopia. Now, we can choose Italian highways, or we can start going for the nationalisation stuff. What are we at? We're at straining economy. So actually starting to nationalise now would be a good thing, because that would reduce the amount of civilian factories we're using. AI in this seems crap, seems very micro-intensive. Because there's less of an emphasis on battle plans, it is more micro-intensive. Definitely. Because planning is just not useful. It goes away too quickly. What's the button you need to press to do the support attack? You need to hold down control and then right click on the actual number. So for example, if you have this guy selected, hold down control and then right click on the actual bubble. Yeah, let's go for the industrial reconstruction. We'll get our infrastructure building faster as well that way. The Istituto per Reconstruzione Industriale, I am not a native Italian speaker, Institute for the Industrial Reconstruction, or the IRI, was put into effect by the fascist regime in 1933 and has protected our people from the worst effects of the Great Depression. 3 years later, it controls almost half of all industry and has saved our nation from total catastrophe. Meanwhile, we have the remilitarization of the Rhineland. With that, I'm going to move the close air support into that airbase, and then I'm going to move one of the fighters and one of the attack bombers down to here. Spread out the aircraft a little bit, that sounds good to me. Right, where do we attack next? I think probably right there. I'm just trying to keep things as aggressive as possible so we can try and get as much experience as possible. Just keep people attacking constantly. Don't let the Ethiopians have any chance to recover their strength or their forces. Okay, I feel like we're doing better here than we did previously. Ah yes, we can start working on reserves now. Ah, we can deploy reserves at the moment, which I don't think I actually want to do. Because it's going to give us a bunch of troops which are just going to soak up our equipment. I'm quite happy with the troops that we have in position at the moment. So you two attack here. Actually, no. Stay. You attack there. You support. You attack. Whoops. Oh, you're still going to win that. Okay. Hit you from multiple directions and have you supporting that offensive instead. You guys are moving forwards and then we'll be able to hit you from behind too. Wondrous. wait until the tanks arrive, and then we'll hit this with a whole bunch of people. Actually, may as well start. Seeing as there's a whole bunch of people there that need to be attacked. Let's have you support that. Half of you support that, and then the other two attack here, supported by them. I need to make sure that we don't actually take Addis Ababa, because I don't want to. I want this fight to last a little bit longer. And we can modify the government. We could bring in designers, but I don't think we need to just yet. I think I would rather save the points. You guys continue hitting forwards. That is mountain, so mountaineer, you help over to there. You two attack here. Well, actually, one of you attack, one of you stay and assist. Because if you tell them to assist as opposed to attack, then they'll stay in the tile they are once the fight is over. So this guy has already gained Mountaineer, which is great. Halfway towards Engineer, most of the way towards Panzer, well, a little bit towards Panzer Leader. You are more than halfway towards Panzer Leader, getting Desert Fox, getting Mountaineer. And you are well on the way to getting Organizer. So hopefully we'll have Organizer at least on the Field Marshal. And then let's get those Danieli Steelworks. And then we'll probably need to play a little bit with buying in iron from Sweden. Oh shoot, you know the other thing I forgot to do? Very important. Guys. I forgot my boats. And this is going to be super duper inefficient. Unfortunately now I can't see when the due date is for when they're going to get built. Which is very annoying. Mostly because of the lack of steel, actually. Well, actually, to be fair, so long as they get done, I'm alright with it. Although part of the reason we're so low on steel at the moment is because we're focusing so much effort on the capital ships up top, because they're just more expensive. So how about we try to emphasize, like, the submarines and the speakers. Ah, we can actually see when they get... Oh, of course, because they're going to start getting resources. So their build time is going to start showing. In fact, the easier way to do this would be to drop the big boys down to the bottom. Okay, so that's going to be all the speakers and all the perlers that get done first. So we should be able to get these out in a fairly decent timescale. Going to get all the 36s out before the 37s and 38s. I'm sure the perlers, given priority, would be done faster. Smaller ships. Doing it roughly based on when they'll finish, based on how big the line is. Okay, that should get that done faster. We are basically out of fuel, so let's go ahead and buy in a little bit more. Venezuela seems like a good person to buy from. Why Italy again? Because apparently the bug that was affecting Germany has been fixed now. I quite like playing as Italy. They're a fun nation. You help out on that attack, and you actually move in there. Okay, good. So we're attacking on multiple different fronts. You to attack here. You guys are attacking there, that's fine. Ah, who's moving to Addis Ababa? Is anyone? No. So they're going to move out and then move back in again, hopefully. And we got another research done. So we're going to go do basic industry because it seems to be next. And then I think it's still a little bit too early to do synthetics. However, what we could definitely do is acclimatization because we do like our special forces buffs. I'm going to do a regular upgrade because now that I know I can spend points on army reform, we're going to start reforming the army.
Pronto, signore. Mantenete le distanze. Pronto, signore.
And there's the Danieli Steelworks, and boom, suddenly our steel production is significantly improved. However, I am going to need to buy some iron and some coal from other people, which we can do. And then maybe one bit of iron from her, one bit of steel from New Germany. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. I'm not going to bother with the hydro upgrades. I don't think that's particularly important. Nah. Let's get those Italian highways and then we can start working on the industrial side. We need to expand our infrastructure to ensure easy mobility of troops throughout the Empire. With enemies at every corner of the world, it is a crucial part of being able to defend Italian soil. Fuel is still out, which is a little concerning. Alright, we'll buy a bit from the United States. We're consuming 2.4 and using 1.4. That would be why. Too much. Go down, say 5. Daily gain 2.9, daily consumption 2.3. That'll do. Get a bit of oil back into our pocket. Let's have the tanks coming down here. You guys continue attacking into that. You continue attacking into that. You attack into that. Go. Except you are going to be an assistant.
Pronto, signore.
Sindrin, thank you very much for the bits. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. Fun fact, at the end of World War II, Italy had to give away an armed merchantman, Ram 3, to Yugoslavia as part of their war reparations and was renamed the Galeb. Josip Broz Tito used the ship as his presidential yacht and would end up serving Yugoslavia for 40 years, ending up as a museum ship. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool tidbit. We have another airbase that we can use, so let's go ahead and park our remaining fighters in there. which will give us better coverage because they're closer to the center.
Pronto, signore.
Yeah, let's just have the tanks start attacking just so they can get some experience ticking up.
Pronto all'azione. Avanzate. Vi respingiamo, signore.
German mutual assistance. Absolutely, we will accept. Sure. Okay, we can get some political advisors, and I think the first one I want is the captain of industry, so we can get that civilian factory construction speed. Make it happen.
Pronto. Avanzate. Ordini.
Oh man, you actually killed them all? Oh man. Well, you got Panzer Leader at least, but you didn't get Mountaineer. Whoops. Right. All of you are banned from attacking anything.
Si, signore.
Or shall I just end this? And we'll get the experience in the Spanish Civil War. Let's just do that.
Avanzate. Pronto.
You lot continue getting your experience, that's fine.
Pronto, signore.
There's the Spanish Civil War.
Avanzate.
Ah, you got Organizer. Good. That means I can get you, Logistics Wizard. Beautiful. And you should also get Mountaineer. If I time this right.
Pronto all'azione.
There it is.
Formazione.
So you got Mountaineer and level 5.
Continuate l'attacco.
You got Hill Fighter and level 4. Because you were attacking from the south, so it does make sense. And there we go. Ethiopia has capitulated. We are going to go ahead and take all states because we will have a decision after this. Grabbed. Okay, so Ethiopia is done. And we're going to need to make a decision about what exactly we want to do with Ethiopia later. But at least we didn't get the penalty from doing this too slowly this time around. So let's go and say I want all of you back home. And that'll automatically do that. Then we can also do another army reform to get rid of another penalty, which I would very much like to do. We can also get another of these. So we could start upgrading Libya. And then we also now have access to the Triumph in Africa, which gives us war support and political power. And then the intense modernization effort will massively reduce the construction speed of civilian factories. So I think we want to hold off on that for a little bit longer until we can get a couple more built. So right now, I think we probably do want to start focusing on the construction stuff here. Last time we went with the industrial complexes because this just gives us more factories and more slots, and I think I probably want to continue doing that. Yes. Let's do this. Question. 180 days. That finishes in 25. Let's do one focus before this. And we'll say it's probably going to be Triumph in Africa. Sure. Now I'm also going to massively reduce my oil purchases. I know, we'll keep the Venezuelan one going, we'll stop the American one. We're now buying too much coal, so we'll reduce that as well. And we're going to need our aeroplanes to head home. And I'm thinking that I probably want to have our ships drilling and our aeroplanes drilling. It'll use up a little bit of our oil, sure. That's true, I do have the decisions. I do have the decisions, thank you for reminding me. Let's keep the colonial garrisons around. Right, before we do this, let's take a look at what our infantry units are and which are good. So the colonials are just light infantry. The regular infantry are regular infantry. So do we have... Colonials can stay with you. Regular infantry can go with you. Mountaineer can go with you. Tanks can go with you. Establish Italian East Africa. Now we need to go and deal with the rebels, so we need 6 divisions in Oromia. Right, I remember how this works. So we need 2 of you to be there. 1, 2, 3 of you to be in there. Good. Right, military factories. What are we still short on? Guns. Light guns. Lots and lots of them. Now I do need to buy a bit more coal. Germany. Don't need as much steel. Don't need as much iron. Try to weed ourselves off of the Spanish iron if we can. And we can start nationalizing too, which we should definitely do. So let's start with the chemical industry so we can get those civilian factories. Begin. Now I am short on steel. You know what? Just 2 steel is fine. That's not worth an entire civilian factory. Am I going to keep a hold on Sardinia? We shall see. I like to surprise you guys sometimes with what we actually manage to hold on to and what we don't. You know what? We should probably get the theorists, because the good thing about them is they give us that ticking experience gain, which we as Italy really badly need. And I think I want to do the Air Force one first. Air Warfare Doctrine sounds good. Oh, yeah, Spain. I think we'll probably enter Spain once we have neutralized Ethiopia. Just get over there, guys. Come on. get to wherever it is that you need to be so that I can start dealing with the rebels. Convoys and special forces on the same day. Except what I want to work on is construction, so I can get the ahead of time construction buff after Triumph of Africa. And I can also continue nationalizing. I don't think there's any reason not to just do these. Hammer them out as quickly as possible. Even though it's going to use up a bunch of our factories, but that's okay. I can live with this. There's the Triumph in Africa. Now the thing that I missed out on last time was making Mussolini a dictator. Because we didn't arrest the king. However, I think I want to focus on getting our industrial stuff done first, and then we'll arrest the king and do the political.